Well, folks, I hope you are anticipating a big night because we're about to have a big night. You might want to find your seats quickly, though. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Oh, it's just like a good Pentecostal church, back there talking and carrying on. Everybody glad to be here? Oh, come on, seriously. We're not waiting on a bus. Is everybody glad to be here? Oh, it's a great night. I am so thankful for you to be here tonight. We're live streaming this, so let's give a loud and encouraging shout out and applause to those who are joining us online. If you're happy and you know it, say amen. That's not bad, but if you're really happy and you know it, say amen. And give a big applause for those that are joining us electronically, those who are here live, and welcome. God bless the crabs. They're out there swimming, and they'll be with us momentarily. Okay. Just a couple of housekeeping things. Restrooms right outside the doors. You'll see the markings. They're very nice. They've done a good job. It's easy to find. So walk out the doors. You'll find the restrooms on the far side of the entryway. And the Arukah swag. Where's my swag, folks? Come on. A big cheer from the swag folks back there. There we go. There you go. If you're wearing Arukah wear, give a big cheer. I got one brother with a shirt on. I've seen others. You can fix that. The table near the main entrance right back there, selling the sweatshirts, T-shirts, beanies, wear Arukah merchandise, and it's important because people will ask, what does that mean? What is Arukah? And you will get to tell them about this amazing, amazing ministry. You get to tell them that the people are being changed, the lives are being improved, we're serving at a very fundamental level. That's what the opportunity for you to wear the gear is all about. In Hebrew, it means to heal and to restore. And that's exactly the kind of loving God we have. We want to heal and restore all of our lives, but we've got some special members of our community that might need a little hand. Amen? All right, all right. Now, have you seen the silent auction items? Did everybody get a look at those? Good news, we're not going to waste any calories going back and forth to those tables because I know that some of you have found something that you want regardless of the price. So we're making it easy tonight. At the back of the auditorium, there are 60 baskets, and they're all to be bid on. It's being done a little bit differently. It's high tech. If you didn't see it, there's a little QR code. You hold your phone up to it, or the QR code on your table. If there's somebody over 50 years old, somebody in the table, help them, please. But it'll pop up, give butter. And it's not a grocery list. It's an opportunity to buy one of these options in the back of the room. So take the time, get that on your phone, and then you'll take the QR code. You'll register for what items that you'd like to bid on, and you'll be able to watch the basket, and it'll bid, and it'll be there until the end, and you'll just keep raising your bid, and we'll all be happy when it's done. It's pretty cool. So don't let somebody outbid you on something that you want. That would be just wrong. We're not trying to get this cool stuff for the cheaps. We're trying to support a ministry and get you an opportunity to have something that you want to take home this evening. All right, so go big. The raffle. This is the largest giveaway Arukah has ever done. Roland and Pam, are you there? Where are you? They're here somewhere. They're probably running around. I can't see it because of the lights, but Roland and Pam have done an amazing, amazing job. Would you give those two folks a hand? There's lots of people that have helped today. Yeah, amen. There's lots of people that have helped, but we want to make a special shout out to them. You'll see them walking around the auditorium. Now, where's our ticket sales people? Show me the ticket sales people. You got them somewhere? There, oh, I see them. They're back there working. Okay, look back there in the back. You want somebody with the longest arms. I can just tell you this is a little secret for you. It's $40 an arm pull. So get one of the really tall, long folks. And if it's somebody short, tell them they've got 3 arms and they need to stretch it 3 times. So it's $100 to pull it 3 times. And Roland's pretty generous, so you make sure that you see him, one of the other folks. And at the end of the night, you have to be present to win. You'll be full, so you won't want to feel like walking yet anyhow. So make sure you get a good opportunity for those raffle prizes at the end of our evening tonight. It will be amazing. We've got 4 incredible drawings. First of all, $500 gift certificate to Big O Tire in Pleasanton. $500 gift certificate toward the Big O Tires in Livermore. Well, somebody be thankful for Big O. That was awfully sweet of them to help us out. Bass fishing in the Delta Adventure with a pro, and the Delta's probably quiet and lonely tonight. There are fish thinking, I would like to have a new home. You could help those fish. So make sure you bid on that so you can get the Bass Fishing Delta Adventure. And then finally, a shooting adventure. It'll be a great time. We also have the heads and tails. We've got heads and tails folks selling our bracelets, our glow stickies, whatever they call them, necklaces, I guess. And it's not just for fashion, although you'll look good. I got to admit, you're going to look good with one of these necklaces. Therefore, a game we're going to be playing a little bit later on, Heads or Tails is the name of the game. The winner gets an electric dartboard, a Zodiac inflatable kayak. Don't play with both of those at the same time. Dartboards and inflatables don't go together, but you're going to get that. And the luck of the Irish basket. That will be amazing. So make sure you get your Heads or Tails bracelet or necklaces, and we'll play in just a little while. I want to encourage you to bid on the baskets. I want you to get an arm load from Roland. I want you to grab yourself that glow necklaces. And if you don't win, so what? You get to wear it home, and the people in your neighborhood will go, I wonder where they were tonight. The live auction. This is going to be fun. We've got some great things this year. We're going to do it a little bit differently. So instead of holding the auction at the end, we're not going to do it that way. We're going to be splitting these items up, and there's going to be bidding throughout the night. So I'll make sure you know. I'll make sure you know when it's time. But be ready, because there are some cool things, and you're going to want to bid on them. On your table, there's some descriptions of some of the live auction items. All right. We're looking forward to all of those things. Remember, you can scan to donate. There's a QR code on the table. It'll take you to the donor site. So make sure that you're giving and getting the opportunity to give what you would like to this evening. All right, everybody ready for a really fun night, a really great food, and a really entertaining engagement of this crowd? Well, then let me introduce a gentleman who probably just does not need any introduction to this group, but who has been called to ministry, who has done wonderful things. Josh Jonas, come on down, brother. Where are you?
Thanks, Greg.
Hi, buddy.
All right, how we all doing? All right, this is just for my memory. I'm going to take a video of you all. Start cheering. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Excellent. And then we'll do a selfie real quick. You ready? Here we go. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. All right. That's just for me. That wasn't for you. That was for me. Hey, what a night. I am so excited that you are here tonight. It overwhelms me that you are here. And, I always tell my wife, Kelly, that it is just, it always blows me away. We're always thinking nobody's going to show, and then you come. And so thank you for being here. You know, this dinner does not happen without a ton of volunteers. And they give up their time, and they're amazing. I want to share with you a few of those volunteers and pinpoint a few. One is my wife, Kelly. Where's Kelly? Is she around? She's somewhere. She hates when I do this. She's right in the back with the Arukah shirt. Babe, you are amazing, and I'm so thankful for you. Oh, darn it, I always get choked up. Starts sounding like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. I'm super emotional. Like I am. It's all joy though. There's no sadness. It's not being tired. It's truly just joy. But honey, I love you, and I'm just thankful for you. You are the gift. You are the blessing. I want to thank Cornerstone Fellowship. That's where we're at tonight. They not only allow us to use their facility, we have the guys in the production, and I mean, they helped me as I was pastoring here. I had this vision for Arukah of helping men coming out of prison and homeless men move forward in life, and they were the ones who said, Josh, that fits you that sounds good. We will support it and get it off the ground and help you start this nonprofit. And so that's what they did. And so I will always be forever grateful for Cornerstone Fellowship because they were in the beginning. They continue to support us. So I am thankful for them. I want to thank my staff, Mark and Stuart and Natessa. You guys are amazing, and I'm thankful for you. You are in the trenches, and you are working with all the men, and you love them, and you encourage them, and you mentor them, and you guide them, and you are the main reason why these men move forward. You're a huge piece of that, so thank you. That goes along with my board. I have an amazing board that not only allows me to expand this vision, but they also put the guardrails on me so I don't go too far, right? And that's a good board. And so I'm thankful for my board members that are here and past board members that have been here. Our volunteers, so many to get this thing going, right? It was not me who set up all these tables. But we had so many people come yesterday and set up the tables. We have so many people tonight serving, your servers that come in and fill your water and bring you your food and sell raffle tickets and all those kind of things, right? There's so many people here serving. And so thank them. If you see them serving, thank them. And I am so thankful. We also have our tear down crew that will be here. And if you want to stick around after the dinner and tear down, you're more than welcome to. Our raffle crew, Roland, Pam, Alan, and Kathy, they're out there with bullhorns, and they are amazing, and they help us out so much. Thank you. Our silent auction. You guys love those beautiful baskets back there? This year, Kelly and I didn't have to do anything because I have these wonderful women of Peggy and Lori and Kathy, and I think a few others. Thank you so much for doing that. It was a huge relief, but it was such a blessing for them to put together these baskets and go out and ask for donations. And then there was other people who gave silent auction baskets. Thank you. We got our kitchen crew. I know I'm going to go through the list, right? Because we got it. We have a kitchen crew. Ready? They can't hear you, but it's Chad and Andrew. Give it up for Chad and Andrew. Super loud. They're cooking your food. We got Miriam and the servers who are going to be serving the food for you. We've got our photo guy, Dennis. He's walking around with his phone. He's not a weird, crazy guy just trying to get your photo. It is for us, so please smile big at your table. We got our production crews with Stephen Botts and Patrick Tripp and all the guys running the cameras and sound and all those kind of things. So thank you guys for doing that. And we got some corporate sponsors that I want to acknowledge. The first one, these are our gold sponsors, is First Presbyterian Church. I think they're right over here somewhere. Thank you, First Pres, for donating. That's a church that I actually go to. It's where I pastor at also part-time, and I love them, and they are so supportive of Arukah. We also have Cal Coast Window and Door. Where are you guys at? Right over here somewhere. Thank you so much for being a gold sponsor. And then we had a bunch this year of private sponsors, just personal people that wanted to donate a little extra money. And so I thank you also. I'm not going to call out your names because you wanted it private. So, and then we have our platinum sponsor of David Halbert, who is our Alameda County supervisor. David, you wanted to say a few things? Come on up. I don't know if we got a mic somewhere around here somewhere. Oh, right here.
Thank you, Brother Josh. Hey, I am a Alameda County supervisor for District 1. That's the great cities of Livermore, Dublin, parts of Pleasanton, and most of Fremont. And I'm a believer that community are people coming together to help one another, and that is exactly what you do, my friend. And I've enjoyed watching your journey for the last few years and how you've grown and grown and grown. I'm just honored to be here to be able to help you, sponsor you, continue to support you in any way I can because you're doing God's work. And I want to just give a shout out to the other elected officials that we have in the room. And I know we have our district attorney, Pamela Price, right over here. We have Mayor Carla Brown in the house. We have our chief probation officer, Brian Ford, over here. Thank you for all you do, brother. God bless you and keep going strong. Love
Thanks,
you.
Man.
Love you.
Love you too, man. Yeah, and I am thankful for you, David, and your support over the years with Arukah. Political figures, like David was saying, like District Attorney Pamela Price, and she brought a whole bunch of DAs and investigators, but we have a lot of DAs that are in this room. And you would think that would make our guys nervous, but it doesn't. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. And thank you, Mayor Carla Brown, for Pleasant, and thank you for being here. And just to support us, and all the other public servants that are here, thank you. And it makes a difference. And I mention this not only to thank you for being here, but it reminds us that it takes a multitude of people and organizations to help people move forward in life. Yet I believe that it takes more than just a dinner, right? It's what happens after the dinner where it counts, right? When we all pull together, what doesn't matter what our perspectives are, right, or where we come from, but coming together for a common goal of helping people move forward out of the incarceration system and transition there and out of homelessness. That's where the rubber meets the road, right? And that's why it's so great having so many different elected officials and public servants in this room, because we can pull them together and hopefully after the dinner come together, because I want to meet with you. I want to hang out with you. I'll buy you lunch or coffee, whatever it takes, because I want to partner with you. Arukah wants to partner with you, and I believe that's what we need to do, because it takes more than just one organization or one elected official. It takes all of us coming together and working through this goal. The reality is that because it takes all of us, that's you too. We're all here. Hopefully that's why you're here. Because the process of truly helping someone move forward in life, of being self-sufficient, thriving in life, not just living life, but thriving in life, and that's Arukah's goal, is bigger job than just one organization. Our theme tonight is growth. You'll see it throughout tonight through the videos and through the interviews that we're doing. And the idea comes off of 1 Corinthians 3, 6 through 11. And to give you a little context of this, the Apostle Paul is writing the church of Corinth. And he goes and there's been conflict in this church. And the reason why there's conflict is that he planted the church, got it going, and then he took off, and Apollos came in as a leader and started running the church, and the church was divided because some said that they follow Paul, and some said they follow Apollos. And so there was this division, and so Paul addresses it, and he says this in verse 6, I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God has been making it grow. So neither the one who plants nor the one who waters is anything, but only God who makes things grow. And everyone in this room, everyone here, whether you know it or not, is part of the planting and the watering. But we as Arukah believe ultimately that God does the growing in the men. And we at Arukah have seen it over and over again in the men that stay at Arukah, where they are valued, they're encouraged, loved, and guided by our staff and volunteers. And our numbers show this. There's no denying it anymore, right? We're not new at this, right? When you have over 85% success rate of helping men move forward, something's going right, right? And so that's far better than the 65% of people who come out of prison going back after 3 years being incarcerated. Arukah is an organization that has been growing since last year's dinner. One of the growth areas was getting counseling quickly for the men, because we were seeing this over and over, that they were trying to go through the system of getting counseling through their Medi-Cal, and it was a disaster. It would take months and months and months just to get an appointment, and then they'd get a few sessions. I was contacted by a place called Ruby's Place. And they are offering our guys free counseling. And it's happening extremely fast. And they're able to get as many sessions as they need, right? That is a huge step forward for these men. And so I'm so thankful for Ruby's Place that they would come and say, yeah, we'll take this on. We'll make you a part of what we're doing. And it's beautiful, and we're seeing the men grow out of that. So now I got 2024 goals, right? And here's the one. One is our graduates' home. And I know, I talk about it every dinner. I'm like, we got to get another house. We got to get another house. And I talk about it all the time. But here's the thing. Funding hasn't been there, been able to allow us to do this. Past dinners have provided wonderfully for what we do throughout the year. It's been amazing. So if you've given to that, thank you. It keeps us going. But financially, we can't afford another house. It's just not there. I mean, have you seen rent prices? A little high. It'll cost us about $80,000 to get off the ground. Now, I know that doesn't sound a lot, but it is for us, right? Just to get us going and in that home. We use our money wisely. And so, but here's the thing. On Monday, we have a landlord that is meeting with me and coming in visiting our home because she wants to see what Arukah is all about. And she would we're starting this transition in these talks to be able to open that home. So be praying for that in that meeting. Because, man, we want it to happen. We want it to happen not only to grow as an organization, but we want it to be so that we can serve more men. My house is full to the brim. I can't put another guy in there. And I'm turning away men who are desperately asking me to come in, and they've been approved, and we've vetted them already. But I have had to turn away already like almost 10 guys this year because we just don't have the room. So that transitional house will allow us for our graduates to be able to, in good standing, be able to move into that home, freeing up a spot for another guy to come in so that they can grow just like the other men have. My second goal is opening a second chance thrift store. I've been thinking about this for years, and I've been researching it and doing all the things that come with it to be able to prepare us for this time. Not only will it help providing a home, providing income for Arukah to be able to continue to open up more homes, but it'll also be that initial job for the men that are in our program before they get that career job, which can take months to get, right? It takes time to get a job that is financially you can be stable. It'll also, and I've got this idea of helping our homeless in our community. Because the thing with homelessness is that they sometimes can't always work a 40-hour job. It's just not there. But could you work 2 hours? Could you start at 2 hours and then build yourself to 4 and 10 and 15 and 20 and have a group of people and staff that are loving them, encouraging them, guiding them, and also connecting them to all the resources that are out there, the social resources. So those are my two things. So be praying because we are actively looking for a place, but space is limited in Livermore, and also rents are super high. But we're going to make it work because I believe this is the next step for Arukah. I'm not going to keep going on and on because one, I know you want to get food, and two, the rest of the night will be filled with some interviews and videos and showing who Arukah is. So I don't have to get up here and tell you who Arukah is. Those videos, if you're not inspired by the videos and the interviews, there's nothing I could do, right? Speaking of videos, I know it takes a few moments to stop a conversation because everybody likes to talk. So I have a music queued up beforehand that is in each video before the video starts. Production team, can you play that music real quick? That's it. You can get up and dance. There we go. So, when you hear that music, that means, I got only a few seconds to stop my talking and be able to pay attention to a video. That's what it is. That's the intention of it. You can thank me later. My hope is that throughout tonight, you will be stirred to partner with Arukah, with your time, your talent, your treasure. Thank you so much for coming. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you so much. Jesus, you're amazing, and I am thankful for you and all that you're doing. It's all yours. This night's yours. So we give you all honor and glory. Lord, bless the food. as we're about to receive it. Lord, bless these people that are here. Lord, bless the staff and the people that are serving in the kitchen and our servers, Lord. Protect them back there. So, Lord, let us have a fun and engaging night filled with laughter, filled with encouragement, and God, with your presence all around us, Lord. We love you. Amen. God bless, guys. Enjoy your night.
Well, I've grown a lot because I know when I came here April 12th, 23, it was rough for me because I didn't know how to deal with certain situations. And as I've been here at Arukah House, I've learned how to humble myself and not take things personal, because I have to understand that all of us that's in this program, we all come from a different lifestyle.
So my time at Arukah has been interesting because I've learned a little bit more about grace. You know, I came to Arukah having a good hold on theology and everything, and I didn't really have too much experience with how grace actually works and how it is put into action in life. You know, so that's one of the main things that I've been growing with.
Oh, my walk at the Arukah House has been exceptionally amazing. This opportunity that I was given to come to the Arukah House was incredible because it helped reintegrate me into society, and it gave me an opportunity to gather all the things that I needed, as well as being able to put on the full armor of God, so to speak. Plus, with, you know, all the guidance that I was given has been helped me out tremendously.
Yeah, it hasn't been easy, you know, since I've been here. I'm used to having employment, for instance, automatically, and that hasn't happened quickly, and it's been a slow process. However, there's been some options that have arisen and come to pass, and looks like I've solidified a position at a company that wants to hire me. But at first it was, you know, just that time of that downtime and having to be patient and having to believe in, you know, the Arukah staff who constantly was encouraging me and telling me just hold on and just keep going, and God is going to make it work. And so it all has come true, and I appreciate that.
While I was working at Papa Murphy's, after Christmas, they started cutting my hours. I started really getting depressed and was beginning to go back into my old style of life, and started praying with God and talking with everybody at the house, and ended up getting my new job, which is double the wage, better job, better place. And yeah, that was a humbling experience, and it moved me forward in my life.
To be honest, before I came to Arukah, I would say that my faith was on a back burner. It was something that I had, but it was dormant. Going through this process, I was able to think through so many things in a safe environment that I was able to realize just how important it is to be humble in everything we do, to be compassionate and be understanding.
God has helped me when He allowed me to walk out them gates. And I understand that it wasn't me, it was God. I know who brought me home. So I try every day not to disrespect my blessings that I've received.
Wow, that's a really loaded question because there's so many different things that I could say. God has used all of these experiences to restore me through the living word, man. And sometimes God just doesn't always answer you whenever you want him to. Like, man, I need an answer right now, Lord. Why do I have to put up with this? Or why do I have to go through this? But he does work in his own time. So I've learned a lot of patience in that.
I was thinking about that question earlier, and I can't really take credit for anything. Basically, Jesus has done everything. He opened a door for me to get a job in San Francisco working in the ferry system. And so I started that last week, and it's going great. And it looks like there's going to be a future there for me in the engineering department. And that's great. And I would have never guessed that that was going to be where I ended up.
I'm really proud of the fact that I can be myself, bare my heart, and I don't have to put up this tough guy image or put up some fake front and be fake. I can be original. And if I make a mistake, I know that I have grace. And one of my biggest things that I'm really proud of is my relationship with my parents. Before, I had all this anger and stuff balled up inside of me. And he took all of that anger and all the stuff that I had inside of me, and he filled it in a place where love goes.
Repairing all the bicycles up at Arukah. I got them all running now and rideable. I'm down to one that I got to put tires on for Greg, and then he'll have a ride to work too.
I'm proud that I have a new perspective on life. I'm proud that I'm now walking in faith. I'm proud that things that did not seem as important to me in life are now very important.
Now I have hope that my life can be better than it has been and to be what it's supposed to be a long time ago.
My goal is to get my license, get me a place to stay. Well, I'm gonna stay place to stay for last. Get me a car, then get me a place to stay. But the Arukah House has allowed me to be able to do that. When I graduate, I can still do what I need to do.
I would love another chance at having a family and having like a godly marriage. And my son's struggling, and I really hope to be able to be a part of his life and help him,
Continue my career education to get my excavator certification and move up to double the pay rate I'm at now, to where I'm at a above median income in the state of California, and continue my walk with Christ.
Well, I have a list, but my hopes that I have for my life is to be able to continue on this journey that I'm on in this new season of my life, and to leave Arukah House with solid employment, knowing that I'm going to have a roof over my head, knowing that I have access to critical resources that will enable me to flourish, not only as a law-abiding citizen, but flourish in my walk with the Lord.
Hey, my name's Erin. I oversee outreach here at Cornerstone Fellowship, and we're so thankful for the ways that we get to partner with Arukah. When families come in need, or maybe they moved into a new place and they just don't have funds to be able to provide for their home, Arukah will come and bring mattresses, household items. Every Friday, we have our local outreach, and Arukah is present on Fridays to be available and to just meet with folks from the community in need. We're so, so thankful.
Hi everyone, my name is Christina Bethia, and I run a local homeless charity called Monthly Miracles. Throughout the years, Arukah House has been a dedicated, amazing partner when it comes to move-in. So what we do is we move people out of homelessness into permanent housing. And the way Arukah has been partnering with us in providing furniture and essential household items has been a crucial step in showing the love of Christ these people as we provide housing and making it truly a home that they can really appreciate and feel the love of Jesus as they begin their journey to restoration. And another amazing support that we've been receiving is for Christmas Miracles event, which we do annually, blessing hundreds of families in need. And Arukah House again has shared over and over again generously the donations to make Christmas such a special time for so many neighbors that we serve during that event. So thank you guys so much. We love you and we praise God for you.
Hi, my name is Roland Ellingson. This is my wife, Pam, and we're with Tri-Valley Seek and Save. Early on in our efforts to form a nonprofit, we found a partner, and that was Arukah House. Arukah House has done a number of things that have really changed and supported the way we do work with those in need. One of the ways, Pam, is really key people. And currently we have a number of people in the house, all that have become believers, and they're saying, hey, we want to serve. One of them is named Ray. You know Ray, Pam?
I know Ray. Ray is amazing.
He is amazing.
He can do anything, actually. It's really fun.
It is really fun. But what he brings to him and others is the ability to say, I want to be a mission. I want to serve. I want to give back. And Ray, along with at least another dozen men that are either in the program now or come out of it, are missionaries with Tri-Valley Seek and Save. And we can count on them in really hard things.
We've really been blessed over the years with Tri-Valley Seek and Save and Arukah House. When we have people that are gifted housing from the Lord, most of the time we don't have anything to put in their homes. And so Arukah has been a huge blessing for us with providing mattresses, home goods, all kinds of great stuff. And it's a huge blessing. So.
And one of the things I'd added to that was only that people move and the need for strong people. And Arukah House has sent a core very strong and powerful men that say, hey, we want to help. We want to be included. Lastly, I want to share about one missionary, Ray, who he and his wife and their kids led a mission recently where we supported along with 4 other groups. And they went up to a program that's a partner with ours. But Ray, coming out of Arukah House, was a leader in that. And they brought a gift of over about 2,000 pounds of needed materials into another partner organization. So anyway, we see some tremendous growth and power in the men that come out of Arukah House, renewed in Christ and focused on Him and serving Him.
I'm Raj Parman, I'm CEO of AccuTrack. We are involved with Silicon Valley company involved in book printing and fulfillment, helping self-publishers who primarily don't want to go to a typical route of publishing. They want to kind of self-publish, manage their own business, want to sell direct to their own followers, readers. We help them with printing and fulfillment services. Arukah, one of my colleagues actually who's so actively involved in church activities came to me and said what Arukah does and how they help in rehabbing people, solving their homeless problems. I was really motivated and inspired to let me try this out and let me find out, and in some way, if I can make a small social change, that's how I kind of got into it. Yeah, I mean, like anybody else, I was a little bit hesitant in the beginning. I always thought, am I taking any big risk? But then once I learned more about the organization, how they are really involved with the individuals, helping them with vocational training, kind of going to little details of getting them driver license and kind of being so deeply involved with those individuals. So it was then suddenly wanted to try this out. And I thought if, didn't sound like that big of a risk. So I thought, well, let me see if in some way, I can make some changes or make a difference. So to me, I know how hard it is to get your first job, let alone when you are behind bars. So if I could be that individual, helping the organization and these individuals, I suddenly wanted to be that person. Well, we hired Greg into our production team. He is really happy, a skilled person, but very, very, very motivated all the time. So, but what you kind of feel a big difference is that, when you see him happy and working so dedicatedly, in your heart, you always look at and get inspired by seeing that you are making a difference in somebody's life. That's a bigger thing. This has been a very, very good experience so far. I would certainly be looking at adding more people in our organization through this path. But most importantly, I would certainly encourage you that if you want to be involved in this kind of a social impact in a small way or in any way, certainly, should go and without any hesitation look for hiring and these kind of people, and it will certainly, you are going to make a difference in somebody's life, and it's a really good feeling.
All right. Hey, we just love to partner with different organizations. You got to see a few of those. There's many more, like Abode and CityServe, and there's tons of organizations. And what they were talking about with getting donated items, we get from Costco 5 days a week. We get their returns, and a lot of the stuff is amazing. And it helps provide for the home, and then we also just love to give it away. And the men go and pick up the stuff, and they get it all out there. They also serve with all these different organizations. So it's a great way of building their community as they're serving and giving their life away. We also love to get connected with employers. And Raj is one of our connections and partners for hiring men, and he hired Greg. And he didn't know Greg. He didn't really even know me until we got to have a Zoom meeting and sit down and just kind of talk about who we are and how we interact. So if you are someone who owns a business, if you are someone who works and can connect me with the place of your business, I want to talk with you, because we're not just trying to get guys just a job. We want them to thrive. And I want to know what you need, right? I want them to be an asset to you. So I'd love to have a sit down so then I can be thinking about the guy and the job placement, and then just an opportunity to have an interview. Well, hey, I want to call up two very amazing people. Where's Natessa and David? Give them a hand. Okay.
Who's laughing at me back there? I'm just kidding.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Who is getting full? Well, my name is Natessa Martinez, and I am a director here at Arukah. I've been a part of Arukah for, I would say, about 4 or so years. I connected with Josh as I worked in the Tri-Valley with some mutual clients years ago. So it is my privilege to work at Arukah with these men. They're very, very deserving. I'm probably going to gush about them a lot. Like, if you talk to me, I'll tell you some stories of my favorite parts about these men. But this year has probably been the first year that I was able to walk more intentionally alongside these men in their journey. Arukah, is a safe place for people who are coming from various different walks of life, and the meaning of the word is to heal and to restore. And we have successfully seen restoration in many of the residents' lives, but particularly one of my dear, buddies here, Dave.
Projects.
Dave and I go way back to, whenever he came last year, and tonight I would love to highlight his growth for you and some questions. So Dave, Welcome, Dave, everyone.
Hello.
So, Dave, tonight I would like you to share a little bit about your experience and what brought you here to Arukah.
Homelessness. It's not something we typically think about. It's something I had no concept of. Never been homeless, never had a problem. And in a span of 30 days, I was living in a car. Didn't have a place, had to rent the car to survive. Came back down to Livermore, where I had lived the prior 5 years, and needed to figure out what's next.
Thank you. How did you connect with Arukah as a resource?
That was an interesting thing. I originally ended up at the Livermore Warming Center, and I had been referred to that by a flyer. Just happened to see it. Got lucky. And that meant for a period of time when it was below 45 degrees at night, I had 8 hours to sleep on the floor. And then by the next morning, be up, be gone. Then I ended up here at Cornerstone. And on Fridays, they have a lot of services. And one of the pastors here walked me over to a table that had this big Arukah sign. And the gentleman looked up at me and he said, "Yes, what can I do for you?" And I launched in to basically everything that had happened to me and what I was looking for. He gave me an application. I walked away and said, "There's no way I'm going to get in there." So luckily, about a week later, Mark, one of the pastors, a staff member, talked to me on the phone, and 2 months after I had been living in a car, a week after I had to turn that car back into Avis, and I didn't have anywhere, they took me in.
Thank you for sharing that. Can you share a little bit more about how your experience has impacted you and how you've learned to appreciate your peers?
Yeah. Now, I didn't come to Arukah the typical way. I didn't come out of prison. And the thing about homelessness is, I don't care how you got there. We've all followed a different path to end up there. Just like people coming out of prison, they're literally, the doors open, walk out, you're now homeless. Unless you have somewhere to go right away. I was in the same boat. What was interesting was, since I had absolutely no concept of how homelessness impacts people, and my background is as an economist, and I, like most people, was a little apathetic. Didn't really think about it much. I mean, after all, we go to work, we get a place, we grow up, we get married, we get older. We never really worry about it. But when it happens to you, you have to understand, it impacts every single decision you make in a day. Because you don't just have not a roof over your head, you may have no transportation. You may have no place to cook a meal or to even find a meal. You may not have cash, money, or a job. And so a decision that takes a normal person 5 seconds, maybe it takes you 3 hours because you have to find resources every day. One of the things that I was exposed to at Arukah were the gentlemen that came out of prison that taught me what it really meant when you journey from incarceration and other problems, ending up homeless, We all got there the same way.
Thank you for sharing. What I want to highlight tonight is Dave's exceptional growth. When I met Dave for the first time, the conversation didn't really go like this. And I think when I met him the second time, and maybe the third time, the conversation also was a little bit escalated. Rightfully so, because Dave's experience, his lived experience, his trauma, his love, joy, pain, happiness, all of that was something that he was grappling with in a new way. So it is truly, truly a privilege to see the growth that has happened in Dave. But so with that, how have you grown even more in that way, and how have you been supported while at Arukah?
You know, one of the things we do in the house is we're brought to God, we're brought to good people that give us, how do I put this, a safe place to hide for a while, okay? Because when you think about it, when you're someone who ends up homeless, you don't only deal with no place to live. You deal with friends that shun you, family that shuns you, people you've known your whole life don't really want to deal with that problem. And for myself, I have to admit, I was full of anger. I was full of resentment. I was ashamed. I had terrible embarrassment. And I wasn't even realizing how much that was affecting my life. It was affecting everything I was doing. And that happens to a lot of homeless people, is they're affected so much by their circumstances that they'll often hide. They often find somewhere safe to hide. And that's, in many ways, the way I looked at Arukah. Arukah was a safe place that I could come in and I could get my bearings and I could figure out, what am I doing next? What do I have to do? Also, the program, we have papers we write as we sort of go through a rekindling of our faith, our history, job, etc. And the one thing that really occurred for me was I had to get over myself, is the best way I can put it. And I used to go up to a park that's up the street, and I used to sit on the park bench, and it took me a few months to really begin to appreciate the situation I had found myself in. And I take responsibility for it wholeheartedly, okay? There were some circumstances that occurred, never planned for them, never anticipated them. And that's the way it occurs for most people. They never anticipate it. We don't anticipate homelessness. We don't anticipate changes in our life that are so drastic that we have to hide. But that's essentially what we do, because we know instinctively as people, whenever we're threatened, what do? We find a safe place to hide. That's just instinctual. And that's what Arukah offered me, was that ability to sit back and think and self-explore. And in the meantime, with my peers in the house, I self-explored with them. And I got to know them. And I got real perspective on this problem. And unfortunately, I was very apathetic and very not in my backyard, not in my life, not something I worry about. And then it happened.
Thank you for sharing that. I think also right now, the ability to have peer support at Arukah is at a level that we've never had before, or at least in my experience here. So like Dave said, the peer refinement is something that I'm pretty proud of about us. So Dave, where is your life today and where are you headed?
Well, I mentioned getting over myself in many ways. A lot of that was letting go of anger. And another thing that happened to me was I had grown up in the church as a kid, went to Young Life, which is one of the youth organizations, played basketball, the whole 9 yards. And then when my father died when I was 16 years old, my life pivoted, is the best way I can put it. Because I walked into school the following year, and I don't even think I'd grieved yet. And they said, David, you have to be a full-time college student by the end of today, or you'll lose your survivor's benefits from Social Security. That isn't something people are ready for when they're 17 years old. And unfortunately, I didn't really know what to do except to say, okay. And as I was walking out, they said, by the way, you still have to complete your last year of high school too. So I had to do that simultaneously. It's, when I think back, it's almost the same shock that we go through. We don't anticipate it, we have to pivot. In my life now, I can honestly say that I appreciate life so much more. I'm humbled. The people that came into my life and stretched out their hand and said, hey, we can help you, were not people I knew. They weren't my friends that I'd had ever since elementary school. It wasn't my family. It wasn't anybody I knew. It was the people from the church, from the warming center, from Arukah that said, hey, come in, we'll give you a safe place, and you can work on it. And that's probably the most important thing, is that in our program, we spend a lot of time, and all of us have our personality quirks, okay? We all do. And we all do things that, you know, other residents look at and go, you gotta be kidding me. But that's just the way it is, you know? One of the things that I think I've seen in my peers is incarceration has a way of institutionalizing you. And so when you're incarcerated, to the best of my understanding, you're told when to get up, you're told when to eat, you're told when to go to bed, you're told where to work, you're told what to learn. And then there's always the threat of violence. On the street, it can be the exact same way. People are vulnerable, very vulnerable. And that's why, for the 2 months before I came into Arukah, I lived in my car behind the library. No one knew I was doing that except for a couple people. And it was when I came to Arukah that I was able to kind of, I'd say, package it up and let it go.
So you would say that your ability to have that hideaway, have that safe space to stop, reflect, and heal is something that came from people that are outside of your circle of support, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
If I hadn't had Arukah, if I hadn't had the time to actually not just look at the fact that I'm homeless, but look at the problem. It's a growing problem. We only see the numbers going up. We don't see them coming down. Housing around here costs a fortune. Everybody knows that. And it was through that process that I gained a whole new appreciation for what it means to have that kind of housing. Stable, a safe place. Just as the motto says, to heal, to restore, and then to move on.
That's great. Thank you, Dave. Dave highlighted something that I personally have, we are way over, connection to. But I do want to acknowledge that when family has given what they can, that it is oftentimes people outside of the family circle that support that stage of change. So I just want to thank all family members if you're here. If everyone can give a round of applause for family members. Dave, thank you so much, and I'm sorry it's the 6 minutes over, but thank you all.
Thank you.
My name is Eric Lee, and I volunteer at Arukah because I get to be privileged to experience God's power firsthand, working with the guys and seeing God change their hearts and their souls and their spirits and their attitudes, their thinking, their feelings. It's an honor and privilege to work with people with such diverse backgrounds. And I learn so much about myself, the world, what God's doing, and I get to experience the joys of them as they accomplish things to move into a new season of their life. Some of the more challenging moments have to do with have to do with waiting and being patient on God's timing. As the most important thing maybe is waiting for job opportunities, actual job offers, and just getting job interviews. Helping with conflicts with some of the guys at the house or outside the house. And that can be a wonderful learning experience, but it could be a challenge, and it can bring heartache, but it can also bring joy. It also does bring joy to us when we find out ways to how we can love each other more and care for each other more and respect each other more. Working through the levels, meaning the reflection papers and the reading, because sometimes that can seem to be a little bit of a repeat maybe for some of the guys where they've already done some projects where they've already reflected. But to me, they're entering into a new season, the transition season, which is very important. And so I think it's good to help them through reflecting on what their goals and aspirations and things they're working on currently to help them through this particular time in their life, and rebuilding trust in their families. And so we try to walk through it together, helping them heal their relationships in their families with their sons and daughters, with their brothers and sisters and moms and dads. The joys are when the guys get a job, that's huge. Also, it's a joy when we are learning new things together. And they could seem small, but they're actually huge. When they're doing things at the store or at their job, and they're getting tested or with temptations or something like that, and we talk about that and how to handle it and how to be ready for the next time it happens. But for me, it's actually when they confess their shortcomings. It helps me reflect on my own faith and being transparent. And the freedom that brings when you are, just honest, gut level honest with each other. It's joyful when they're making decisions to be very intentional about reconciling with their families and friends. It's a joy to be around people with such diverse backgrounds. I'm learning so much about what God does in the world and just how small my world is. And just learning about how different people were brought up and with different values and how we can, and actually it helps me think about unity, how important unity is, what we need to really die on the hill for, and most of the stuff we can just kind of let go and just, respect each other. And that's another thing, learning how to respect. I'm learning how to respect others in a better way. As a volunteer, I get to witness and feel God's power and his love and his mercy and transparency firsthand. I just want to go where God's working, and God's working in the Arukah house to change their very life, to change their very minds and hearts and values to new ways of spending money, setting life goals and directions. So, and you get to learn so much about yourself. That's another thing. This is a great opportunity to do that. It's just a great honor and privilege to be part of these guys' life, be part of the staff. I love working together. We're kind of in the trenches together as far as the staff is, and we all have. As far as working, getting the guys to be, more godly men and independent.
Eric Lee is one of our core volunteers. We've got a lot of volunteers that work in different ways with Arukah, but Eric is different. He gives his Monday nights to run some of our house meetings and Bible studies, and now he's teaching Financial Peace University inside the home, and he's done that a couple times. Eric, where are you at? You're around here somewhere. Let's bring Eric up real quick. Give it up for Eric Lee. Come on up, Eric. We want to honor you because everything that you have done for these guys throughout the years, it's not just this year, but we wanted to, with a Volunteer of the Year award for 2024, and you are special, and really, we love you so much. In fact, the guys want to say something to you. Can you guys roll that video?
Eric, it was like my second day at Arukah, and he just like showed up and walked into the house, and I was the only one downstairs. And he introduced himself to me, and we ended up talking for like 3 hours. And ever since then, me and Eric have been close, and I look forward to my meetings with him every week, and we talk during the week, and we share Bible study notes and different things, and he's been pivotal to my time here at Arukah.
Hey, Eric. First of all, they're paying me to do this. But second of all, we just want to let you know how much I appreciate you, man. You're my favorite Cal Berkeley alumni outside of Marshawn Lynch, Aaron Rodgers, and Deshaun Jackson. But I appreciate our talks and the time that you spend with me, motivating me to be the best I can be. Appreciate your academic position with the students of this area, and I just appreciate you all together, man. Thank you.
Hi, Eric. Just want to say thank you for all the many kind words of wisdom. You've been such a great mentor and such a huge influence on my life. And I know that definitely when I count all my blessings, I count you as one of them, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks for all your time and help with Bible studies and everything you do for us. And I appreciate everything going on. Financial and all that, the financial planning, that's all coming out good. All right.
All right, Eric, I want to let you know that I appreciate you. You've been a great help to me as I've been here at the Arukah house. April, I'll be here a whole year. So I want to thank you for everything that you did for me. And you have a blessed day.
Hi, Eric. I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you for all that you've done. Thank you for putting in all the effort and hard work for this program, and you put a good effect on me. I appreciate all the times you've heard me out and given me wisdom on the things that I didn't see for myself. And I just want to say thank you for everything that you've done, and to say that God's got something good for you, for all the hard work you do and all the time you put in for this program and all the time that you put in for me. I appreciate everything you've done. You've been a good inspirational and strong, wise leader to me. I couldn't thank you anymore. I just want to say you're the best.
Which one's Eric? Eric, thank you for everything you do. You bring a definite enthusiasm and love of the gospel that I've seen rarely in other people. So thank you so much for what you do. You deserve this award, and I appreciate you.
Mr. Eric Lee, just thank you. No, it's on. It should be on.
Hello?
There you go.
I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, I get way more blessing than
I know.
Just being there, and man, you can love you guys all, and man,
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, give it up for Eric. Thank you. Thank you. If you're interested in serving at Arukah, we actually have a volunteer booth right in the back. She's waving her Victoria. She's waving her hand. You can find out more information that has all our contact information. She'll be able to direct you. But we've got many people like Eric and others who serve and serve and serve with these guys. And like Eric says, it is a blessing. Two more volunteers who are on my board I'd like to introduce. Mr. Andy Byron and Diana Sackett, come on up. And they've been with me Andy's been with me since the beginning. And Diana's, I've known her forever, but she's joined us a couple of years. So take it away, you two.
Hi, Diana. How are you?
Hi.
Maybe you can tell all these lovely people what you do on the Arukah board.
Hi, I am a newer member of the board, not a younger member, just a newer member. And
One clear leg. What was the two?
I love being on that board. And what my role is that I'm involved in prison ministry, and so I kind of bring that perspective to the board, which part of the reason that I love that board is because every decision, every situation that comes up, the whole board just trusts God right through it. So Lord, thank you for that. I appreciate that so much. I also appreciate Arukah because the mission of Arukah is so close to my heart. I go into prisons and jails, and I get to see people who have changed their lives. And but it's scary, the thought of getting out, because there's so little support in most places for people getting out of prison. And so I love the fact that Arukah provides that for men. And I've seen so many beautiful examples of what Arukah is able to do in these men's lives.
So when you're in prisons, you get kind of an understanding of who's going to be released.
Yes, and yeah, and you get a sense of what it is that people are looking for, the system, how the system works.
Mm-hmm. And we may have to wait months for a person who's scheduled to be released to actually be released.
That's right.
And so what we're trying to do is juggle the beds, make sure that when this man is released, that we have a bed for him, that we have a home for him, that he can start a brand new life.
That's right. Praise God.
Yep. And because this is a faith-led and Lord-led endeavor, we truly find it a blessing to be on this board. My name's Andy Byron, by the way, and I'm the treasurer. Josh called me a guardrail earlier tonight. And so what we do as the board is we get together every 90 days and we talk about, how are the guys doing in the house? What are the finances? I have a financial statement presentation. We talk about the budget. We talk about fundraising. By the way, I want to thank each and every one of you tonight for being here. Not only the people who've been with us kind of since the beginning, but I've noticed that there are a lot of new people here tonight too. And I know that on a Sunday night, you have a lot of different things you could be doing, but you chose to come here. And for that, I am truly thankful and grateful. The other thing that I'm grateful for is Arukah itself and what we're able to do at the house, where we take a person who's either been homeless or recently incarcerated. They get out, and typically, they'll be on the street not knowing where to go with a couple $100 in their pocket and really no plan. By coming to Arukah, we give them a plan. They're in Bible study, they get together with the other guys, they meet the other guys, they cook together, they clean together. They are truly a God-inspired community. And they come from a variety of backgrounds. And this is really an organization like no other. And really explains that it's a really special organization. These guys are special. And all the people on the board are special, just like you are special being here tonight. There are a lot of organizations that we can contribute to, but Arukah really satisfies my why, which is I want to be impactful with my time and effort and money, and Arukah gives me that opportunity. So I want to thank you. I think we're almost out of time here. Is there anything else you wanted to add, Diana?
I really appreciate Arukah and everything that it does for these men, and the kind of, Andy and I went to their Christmas party, and it was so amazing and so fun. And not only did I get to spend some time with the men, I also, it was silly, we played bingo, we took pictures, and it was just a beautiful time of fellowship, and it was so fun to get to know the guys.
So, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here, because without you, we couldn't be doing Arukah.
Amen.
See, I'd like to introduce you to my friend, Mr. Gregory. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
You got to pull that right up to your mouth.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing great.
You're doing great. And you've been with us for how long now?
Well, next month I'll be here a whole year.
A whole year. Get it right under your chin or else they can't hear you. There we go. Well, hey, we love you. This whole group, whether they know you or not, loves you and are thankful that you're here. And I'm thankful that you give your time to be able to do this, and we've seen amazing growth in you. But tell me a little bit, or tell us a little bit about what life was like before being incarcerated, before coming to Arukah.
Well, life for me wasn't too good. I was in the streets, and when you're in the streets, when you know you're not supposed to be doing what you're doing, there's consequences behind that. And one thing I can say, and I'm truly blessed for, is that Pastor D and Sunset Church accepted me for who I was and didn't judge me.
Yeah, isn't that amazing having a church that you walk into? And that's the beautiful thing with partnering with so many different churches in the Valley. You walked in there and you were instantly loved and accepted.
Yes, I was.
That's awesome.
And I want to thank Pastor Martin and Stu and you and Kelly and Natessa for helping me. I wasn't in a good place. but you accepted me for who I was. And even though I was struggling like I was, you didn't give up on me.
Nope.
You didn't do that. So that's a blessing in itself. And I want to thank Miss Pamela Price. She let me come home.
She let you come home.
She let me come home. That's a blessing. Yeah. I had 75 life. I never think I was coming home.
Yeah. You spent how long in prison?
I was gone for 23 years.
23 years. And how old are you right now? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 64 now.
You're 64. So 23 years and coming out when you're 64, that's a different kind of life from 23 years ago when you went in, huh?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
The reason why I say I'm blessed, because I have a roof over my head. I'm in the Arukah house. The Arukah house has helped me a lot in a whole lot of ways. They bless me. I got a job that I love doing. I get up every day. God give me the blessing to get up every day to go to work. And I want to say one more thing. I met a gentleman here when I first got here to Arukah. His name is Rick. Rick didn't help me a lot as far as my growth. That man didn't know me, but he took the time out of his time and the love that he had for God and showed me how to do what I needed to do around here. So I'm blessed that all these people are here to help us at the Arukah House, because the Arukah House does a lot of good work for especially gentlemen like me getting out of prison. And
well, tell me a little bit about that. Like, what have you experienced? What are the things that we have helped you with, right? Because every guy's different. Your situation was definitely different. How were you served during your time that you've been with us?
Well, I've been served great. The Arukah House helped me a lot, Josh, a whole lot more than you even think I know. But it wasn't just the Arukah House. It's everybody that's a part of the Arukah House that helps us in that house. Like David said, we all come from different backgrounds, all of us. But one thing I can say, since I've been here at the Arukah House, I've grown a lot. Spiritually, I've grown a lot. And that's because of Eric and Pastor D. Because sometimes I come to church and I'll be feeling some kind of way, and it seems like Pastor D know what I'm going through, because he'll say something. And I'll be like, and I will go talk to him and tell him, Pastor D, you must have knew I was going through this.
Yeah, Pastor Darren is an amazing pastor. He's a good friend, and I know he loves each one of you guys. I know he loves you.
Oh, yeah. I have a lot of respect for Pastor D. Yeah. I have a lot of respect for him.
So what would you say? Actually, I want to ask you about something, because when you came out, one of the things, it's not all work. It's not all getting connected. There's also fun.
Well, I had a lot of fun. You made sure of that. I had my first birthday at the Arukah House. I turned 64 at the Arukah House. And we went to a retreat. And the Arukah House took me to Santa Cruz. And me and Josh and David got on the roller coaster. And I had a ball. Because I love roller coasters. I love riding.
Since he got out and he came in, because you came right in, he goes, Josh, my birthday's in October, and all I want to do is ride a roller coaster. And so his birthday was during the retreat. I'm like, hey, bud, we're going. Let's go hit that roller coaster. And we bought you a picture and everything, because it was the funniest picture. We got right in the front. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and I enjoyed that. I really did.
Because it is about recreating, it's about doing life, right? It's about transitioning into life. It's about restoring relationships. And one of the great things that I have found with you is how you've restored your relationship with your family.
Oh, but that was because of the Arukah House. They had allowed me to get reconnected with my family. Like I had a grandson, he was nothing but a year old when I left. He's finna be 25 now. So I'm trying to build a relationship with him. My granddaughter, she's finna be 20, so I'm trying to learn, but I have two beautiful great-granddaughters that love me to death.
The pictures are amazing. He'll send me pictures of this beautiful baby, like 3 years old. She's wonderful.
And she loves her pawpaw.
She does love her pawpaw.
She's very aggressive.
Yeah.
So, that's a blessing right there.
Is that why you're always sore when you come home? Like,
oh, wow. But you know, ladies and gentlemen, I had one of the best blessings I've had in a long time. I was with my sisters.
How long has it been since you've seen your sister?
I haven't been with my sisters in like 30 years.
Yeah.
That was a blessing.
Yeah.
But it all comes back around to the Arukah House because they allowed me to do that.
Yep.
And it feels good, Josh, for me to be able to reconnect with my family.
Yeah.
And that's why I always tell you, I don't want to go back to Oakland. That's where I'm from. But I don't want to live there no more.
Why is that? Why don't you want to go back to Oakland? That's your old home. You have family there.
I have family there, but that's a trigger for me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't live there. I'm a different man now. So I don't want to put myself in a position to where I have to do something I don't want to do.
Yeah.
So
why?
By me being here at the Arukah House allows me to be relaxed and comfortable where I'm at. Yeah. And Sunset does that for me. That's my comfort zone right there. I could go to a different church, but I don't want to go to another church.
Yeah.
I like going to Sunset.
That's awesome.
So that's good for me.
Hey, tell me, you're almost a year being with us. You got the job. We're working on getting the license. We're working on housing, all those kind of things. But if you were to tell somebody who's in prison right now, what would you tell them about Arukah?
I would tell them that's the best program they can have, especially if you're trying to get your life right. Yeah. And that's the Arukah House has allowed me to do that. Yeah. And I have fun with my brothers in the house.
Yeah.
We have fun together. That's what we do. Yeah. And you allow us to do that, to interact with each other. And that's good. We need that. Even when some of us not feeling good, that's what we come in at. What's going on? What you need. Whatever you need, we're gonna help you. We're gonna do this together because we're here together.
Yeah, and I see that. I see you guys taking care of each other. It's like almost like a healthy family, and there'll be conflicts and stuff like that, but really, you guys work it out and you keep moving forward together, encouraging one another and spurring one another on to do well.
Well, you know who my arch enemy is, but it's in a good way.
It's in a good way.
It's in a good way. That's Pastor Mark.
Pastor Mark is your arch enemy?
Yeah, but that, in a good way, because the reason why I say that, Josh, for real, the reason why I say that, Pastor Mark didn't give up on me.
He didn't.
He didn't.
Yeah.
And he showed me, and I have a lot of respect for him, a whole lot of respect for him, because he could have gave up on me, but he didn't.
Yeah.
He hung in there with me, even when I was having bad days. He was always there. I could call him, Pastor Mark, today is not a good day. He'd be like, okay, great, this is how we're going to do this. When you come home, we'll sit down and talk. It's like I do you. When it's not going good for me, I don't have a problem. I call him. I need some help.
Yeah. That's real life.
Yeah.
That's life.
And I used to be the type of person that I wouldn't ask for no help. But I'm a different man now. And you have made that possible for me to be the man that I am now. And I'm in a good place. Josh, I really am. I got a good job that I love doing. And God give me the strength to wake up every day to go to work.
Amen.
And I'm truly blessed. I really am.
Well, Greg, just thank you. Thank you. You know, is there anything you would want to say to this group right here, these individuals?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, your donations to the Arukah House is greatly appreciated because it's setting the stage for the next people that's coming in. And I would tell anybody that was in prison right now, this is where you need to come. Because this is a good program. And I understand that it's a good program because I'm a part of it. Yeah. And I understand, and everything that you put in the brochure, that's what y'all do. You know, sometimes it takes a little while for us to get where we need to be, but overall, I'm blessed. And I'm glad I'm here at the Arukah House.
Well, we're glad that you're here too. Give it up for Greg. Thank you so much.
All right, that's why. So I'm up here to show you the samples on your table. For those that were not technically challenged, you just take your phone and you can go right there. Now, if your preference is print, would you find this envelope on your table? It's right in the middle, right there with the spool of napkins. There you go. And inside, individual envelopes for everybody at the table. And inside, you know, this is sort of like Cracker Jack box. You keep digging in, you keep getting good stuff. Scheduled donations, donation amount, memorial gift. You can make it in somebody's honor. Check, credit card, debit card, all of that information, your contact information. That's the way you give back tonight. So again, we've talked about it. The gift of giving back is a wonderful thing. We've seen it, we've heard it, we know that it works. You're not going to have a bunch of administrative costs and it's going to New York City and all that kind of stuff. Nope. Right here, your town, your county, your friends, your family. This is how it gets done. So take a moment. If you take it with you, bring it back. These people love you. There's a web address at the bottom of the card, but we want you to give. We want you to give because you've been given to. We want you to give because it's meaningful. We want you to give because these are good stewards of good works. Can you give them, everybody that's been here tonight, a big hand, a big thank you? Everybody that has worked so hard to make this moment happen.
Well, hey, I'm going to close here. You can still hang out, but let me give some instruction and thank yous. One of the things about doing these dinners is that it takes a lot to put on, which is beautiful. I love that part, but I get to meet a lot of you. And I would love, I can't get to every single table, but if you want to connect, if you want to meet, I will take you out to coffee. We can set up a Zoom, whatever you want to do. I would love to connect with you. But I want to give you this warning, though. And my board knows this and volunteers know this. If you come out to coffee with me, just know I will rope you in. That's what I do. And that's the fun part of it, right? And so let me get over my notes. But I do want to be with you and hang out and just talk more about Arukah. And I wish I could just meet everyone here. But what a great night. Did you guys have fun? Was the crab good? I didn't eat. There's one thing that I talk about at every single one of my dinners, and it's about my 200-year plan. Some of you have been to these dinners and you've heard this story, but it's good to be reminded. Those of you that have your first time, I want you to listen to this because it radically changed my life. My wife and I are planners. We're budgeters. We put out our 5, our 10, our 20-year plans. And one of the things I asked her one time was, many years ago, was, hey, honey, what is our 200-year plan? And she's looking at me like, well, what are you talking about? And I'm like, well, the idea is after 200 years, everyone that you know and everyone we've invested in, everyone we've given money to, everyone that we've poured our time into and invested in will be dead. What is our lasting impact? And not that there would be statues or that our name would be known, but that there would our love be felt after 200 years? And we started to think about that, and we started to contemplate, and we started to dream about what does it take to have a 200-year legacy that after everyone you know is gone, there would be a lasting impact. And that's part of what Arukah is, because we are taking men just like Greg and all the other guys, and they're going in one direction, and they're with a set of opportunities in one area of life that they could go to. And then they come to Arukah, and we're changing that direction and projection of life. And that is what Arukah does. So when you invest into Arukah, when you give with your time and your talent and your treasure, that's what we're talking about, is this 200-year plan. And I want you to be a part of it. I want you to be a part of this 200-year plan and join us and partner with us. So I'm hoping you'll do that. And I'm so glad that you're here tonight. So, as I close, thank you for coming. If you're interested in partnering, there's that volunteer table in the back, and please go up to that. If you want a silent auction, we have a checkout crew right over here so that you can pay and then pick up your basket. And then if you want to, we have people at our swag table. Grab a shirt, grab a sweatshirt, get one, get a beanie. It's cold outside. But when you do that, when you get swag, you wear that out, people are going to ask you, what is Arukah? And it's right there written, to heal and to restore. You can tell them about the amazing work that is happening at Arukah with these men. Well, I think that's about it. God bless. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for coming. And if you want to stick around and help tear her down, you can be a part of that crew too. You can start serving right away. All right. God bless. Thank you.